Hi BookTube, my name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I am coming to you with my weekly reads video. This is for week number 31. It's week 31 and it's August the 1st through the 7th. So this is going to be a shorter video. I did actually get 2 books finished this week, so yay on that. 2 very, very different books. And then I'm going to share with you very quickly what I'm currently reading, which again is just 2 books right now. So not a lot to talk about. If you want to jump ahead in the video to any of the reviews or jump ahead to currently reading or anything like that, please feel free to use the timestamps below. But just before I get into the video today, I just wanted to say a few things. Foremost is a thank you to all of you. I'm going to try and do this without crying. Thank you all for your kind words on my video on Gorn's passing. It's surreal to me to be sitting here a week later after filming my last weekly reads video and him not being here. It's because in that, almost every video I've ever shot for this channel, he's like in this room. He's been sleeping directly behind me. His bed is still there. I can't bear to move it out of this room. I'm not prepared for that. It can stay here as long as it wants to. The bed can stay. In my mind's eye, he's sleeping in it. You know what I mean? So it just kind of goes to show you how quickly life can change. And how, you know, a week ago when I filmed this video, that he was, as far as we knew, he was fine and there was nothing wrong with him, to now him being gone. And I am grieving. I am grieving a lot. I think about him constantly. More so when I'm at home, of course, because I expect to see him, like, anytime I come into this room. This was his room. This was mine and his room, right? Like I said, his bed was here. You know, behind me, you can't see it because of the chair, but that blank wall, like, on the floor is his food dish and his water dish, the flower, that it's like a fountain. Again, we kept both of those there. We've got the food dish filled because the cats do come up here and they graze all day. So the other 2, Presley and Bernard. So we're not moving that stuff out of here. And like I said, his bed is here. His toys are still here. His feather on a stick that he loved, both of them. So yeah, again, I just wanted to thank all of you so much. He was an amazing cat. I know to some people it's like, oh, it's just a cat, but he was my baby. He was a family member to me. He was a 4-legged, furry family member, and he was the kind of cat that even if you didn't like cats, you liked Gorn. And I'm not just saying that. But he was the most chill, relaxed cat you'd ever meet in your life. I mean, only once have I ever heard him hiss, and it's because Bernard was, like, terrorizing him, like, had him backed into a corner. They were play fighting, I guess. Only once did Gorn ever hiss. He has never, ever scratched, never bit, nothing. He had never done any of those things, and he was just a love. He was just my big love. He was... He was my gore beast. What did we always call him? Sir Gorenhad? Like Sir Galahad? Sir Gordhad? The sexy beast, sometimes we call him too. Because he would lay there, like, you know, with his arm propped up, like, yeah, I know I look good. I mean, the one thing I said to my husband is, the one bonus that we have from all of this, and I'll keep this brief, I'm sorry, you guys, is that I have video of him. I mean, he was almost as much of a staple on this channel as I am. I was scrolling through the other day looking at my old videos and just at the thumbnails. The amount of thumbnails that cat appeared in. It just warms my heart and it makes me so happy because anytime he was on a video, you guys loved seeing him. You all absolutely loved seeing him. So I thank you all so much for that. And he's going to be very, very missed. Very missed. Like I said, I keep expecting to see him. The night he passed away, so it was the Thursday. In the middle of the night, Presley came up into bed with me, and he was cuddling. I was kind of awake. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and, you know, you kind of wake up in the middle of the night for a few minutes and then go back to sleep. Or am I the only one who does that? And Presley was clearly begging for treats, and I wasn't even thinking. I'm like, all right, come on. So we jumped off the bed, and we came in here. Because usually I have treat bags in here. If you saw my vlog video, when I talked about Gorn first getting sick, that was put up, I think, on Wednesday. I always have treat bags in here. And both of us, I flicked on the light in this room. We both walked in, and both of us, both Presley and I, came to a dead stop and just stared at Gorn's bed. And I went, oh yeah, he's not here. So yeah, it's even, I think the cats, like I noticed Bernard is kind of walking around a lot, like almost like he's looking for him. So it's hard on everybody. It's been very, very hard on everybody, but I know that as hard as it was to do it, I did the right thing. And it doesn't make it any easier to know that, but at least that's something, right? So that's it. I did not want to go on and on about this. I've already gone on and on about it, but yeah. Thank you guys all so much for your kind words and your thoughts. I really appreciate it. And let's talk about the books that I did get read this week. So both books I finished on Friday, you guys. I was kind of in that headspace that I needed the distraction. So, I mean, I was working as well. I was working from home on Friday, so that was kind of great. I was in here, so it kind of helped, I guess, kind of throwing... I at first was a little hesitant to be in this room working without him here. But as I got into the day and got busy, like Friday was really busy for me. I think that really made a big difference. And I did get some reading done though, which is great, obviously, because I finished 2 books. So the first book that I finished is one that I had already started. And I'm not actually going to do I'm not going to add any pictures and editing. I'm just going to post this as it is because it's just going to be easier for me. I'm just not feeling editing today. So the first book that I finished was, and believe me, you guys, 2 completely different books that I finished. But the second book was one the universe knew I needed to read. So the first one I read was A Body to Die For by Kimberly Ray. This is the 3rd book in the Love at First Bite series. I am reading this with Bree and Nicole from Who Picked This Book. And Bree is, of course, my co-host on the Categorically Romance podcast. I gave this book 3.5 stars. It's Harlequin Blaze novel number 431. And its publication date was November of 2008. And this is a paranormal romance because it's about vampires. So both of our main characters, Viv and Garrett, are both vampires. And I found this one, now I've read the first 2 already with Nicole and Bree, but this one I actually found to be darker. And maybe it was my own personal headspace because I had only just started reading it when Gorn got sick, and then carried out throughout the rest of the week. This one just felt darker to me. It talked a lot about death and, how vampires are turned and things like that. So, again, I really think your personal situation while reading whatever book it is that you're reading can really factor in on how you perceive a book. And I'd be really interested to talk to Bree and Nicole to find out their thoughts. Also, I'm not a big paranormal reader. So vampire stuff, which this just might be the norm to somebody like Nicole who reads a lot of paranormal, or Bree who does as well, it's not the norm for me. You know what I mean? So, I liked it. So essentially the plot of this one, it is the 3rd in the series, but they can all pretty much be read as standalones, is that Garrett is a vampire, and he was turned like 200 years ago, and he's trying to find out who turned him, so then he has to kill that vampire, and then he will go back and become human again, as will the people that he has turned. So he's searching for this vampire, and then Viv is searching out Garrett because they knew each other back when they were both human. And she has a secret she's not sharing with him. I'm not going to divulge what that is, excuse me, for those of you who want to read the book. But she is actually being trailed by 2 of the people that she turned who are trying to kill her because they want to be human again, kind of an idea. We also meet a werewolf in this book, which was kind of interesting. So paranormal all around for this one. I gave it 3.5 stars. So, I did enjoy it. It's just, again, my brain space at the time felt that this one was a bit darker than the other 2. But again, that could have just been me reading into it, or it could legitimately just be a darker book than the first 2. So, I feel though anything that you're dealing with vampires is going to err on the side of being darker. I have read Lindsay Sands, and I know she does vampire books, and hers tend to be a little bit more humorous, but they still do have a dark tone to them, if that makes sense. So, yeah, so that is the first one that I finished this week. The second one that I finished this week, I was not expecting to even read this one because I had checked on it a couple days before, or maybe it was even Thursday night. I'm like, you know what, I'm in the mood to read. And I checked because I had this book on hold at my library, and the library's like, yeah, it's still 4 weeks out. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So then when I got up Friday morning, I had an email from my library saying, oh, this was now available for me to borrow. And I'm like, I guess maybe somebody or the next group of people or whatever just said, oh no, I'm not ready for it yet. I'm not ready for it yet. So I started and finished it that day and returned it to the library immediately. Again, the universe knew this is exactly what I needed to read. And that was Marianne's Makeover by Ann M. Martin, book number 60. Let me try and tone down the glare here, you guys. Book number 60 in the Babysitter's Club series. So, oops, there's the cover. So yeah, this is exactly what I needed, you guys. I gave this 3.5 stars. Again, Babysitter's Club book number 60. This was originally published in January of 1993. I read this in about an hour. Like, I read it on Friday night after work. I just sat, I had a hot bath, relaxed, read a book, you know, then I went downstairs with a cup of tea and I finished it, and it's just what I needed. So in this story, Marianne decides to get a makeover, and she cuts off her hair, and she kind of, her dad takes her out for a dad-daughter day at the mall. He takes her to cut her hair, and then she gets a little bit of new makeup, a little bit of a makeover, and gets a few new clothes. And, you know, everybody in the Babysitter's Club is used to Marianne being the mousy, quiet one, till now she's got this new hair, and she's kind of getting a lot of attention from everybody else at school. And the members of the Babysitter's Club pretty much have their noses out of joint, essentially, is the plot to this one. And they're mad. Because mostly because they're supposed to, like, they're stepsisters. And she's like, well, we're sisters. We're supposed to share everything. Why didn't you tell me that you wanted to cut your hair? And, you know, they're a little bit sore for being left out of it originally. So, I mean, of course, as in these books, everything works out in the end. And it was super, super cute. I gave it 3.5 stars. I really liked it. It's exactly what I needed to read. And yeah, it just made me happy. So yeah, so those are the 2 books that I finished this week, you guys. Now on to what I am currently reading. So just as a side note, I am reading this. This is still on my currently reading list on Goodreads. This is Texas Redemption by Linda Brody. I'm just not in the headspace for it right now. I'm that far into it, so there's my bookmark. That's how much I've read. I will get back to this one after I finished the cozy mystery I'm currently reading. That's my game plan, is I want to finish that, then I can start back on this one again. Because the cozy mystery, even though it deals with death, it's still lighter than this book. Does that make sense? Like, it just doesn't feel as heavy as this book. And I need something light and fluffy right now. So, speaking of which, the cozy mystery that I am, the cozy mystery I'm currently reading is A Call for Kelp by Bree Baker. So there it is. I'm reading it on my Kobo Libra. My Forma. I got this book I borrowed from the library because I did not have a copy of it. So, luckily I'm able to read it here, which is super fantastic. So this is the 4th book in the, that's her shop title. Seaside Cafe Mystery Series. And it's about a girl named Everly who lives in the small town of Charm. Isn't it delightful? In the Outer Banks of the Carolinas, and she has 2 eclectic older aunts, like her great aunts. They remind me of the aunts from Practical Magic, the movie, not the book. And in this one, a very, very famous movie star is murdered, and that's really all I'm going to tell you. So that's pretty much the plot of the book, and she's trying to find out who done it. So clearly you can see, like, the, you know, in a movie, what's that thing? I don't even know what that's called. The thing that the director uses, like cut or action. I'm so technical, aren't I? So yeah, so that is what I am currently reading. That's pretty much, okay. I'm revealing a secret to you guys, but you're not hearing the whole secret. I am reading another book as I'm reading this one. A lot darker than this one, but that's all I'm going to say. And this is for a secret project that I'm doing. And I've been hearing a lot about this book. It's a fairly new release. I'm familiar with this author to an extent. I have never read this author, but I'm familiar with this author. And I know this is outside of my wheelhouse. And I was talking to Brie. We were messaging back and forth on Voxer. I'm like, I really want to read this book. And I'm like, what do you think I should do? And I didn't want to, like, because I didn't know if I was going to like it or not, right? So I hate spending, like, especially when the book is expensive. Like, the book is, like, almost $10 for the Kindle edition. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend that to read this to see if I like it or not. And Bree's like, put it on hold at your library. And, you know, then when the library hold comes in, make a decision if you want to read it or not. So again, same thing on Friday night. I literally put this book on hold on Friday morning. It had a 14-week wait at the library, okay? So then I went ahead and I looked at my app later that night, and I got to skip the line, meaning I have it as a 7-day hold. So I am currently reading this book. And I'm like, the universe is telling me maybe I need to read this book. So I said to Bree, should I vlog this? Because she has a lot of published books, this author. And Bree's like, yes, vlog them and then put the whole vlog together and then put it out there for everybody that you read these books. And so I'm actually very excited about it. So I am reading another book, and you sneaky Pete's, don't think you can go to Goodreads to see what it is, because I am not updating Goodreads with any of these books until I finish them all and until the vlog is posted. So I was like, should I put them on Goodreads? Should I not? I'm like, no, I'm not even going to put them on Goodreads, just in case I end up like DNFing this book or something, like, and decide, no, this is not for me. Then no harm, no foul, right? So I'm going to wait till I'm done and see. But I have to be honest, I'm about 4 chapters into this book, you guys, and it's not bad. It's not bad. It's different than what I expected, so that's a good thing. So the other book that I'm starting today, I might as well share this with you guys as well, is The Texas Seal Surprise by Carrie Lynn Webb. This is a Harlequin heartwarming novel, and I'm actually buddy reading this one with Bree and Aaron over at the Book Broad. So I will leave a link to his channel below. Aaron is fantastic. If you have been on the live shows, pardon me, with Nicole, Jen, myself, and a couple of other people, where we're talking about those Seaside Cafe mystery books, the ones by Bree Baker. He's been on there. Now, he's been on his channel doing my category reading journey, I think it's called. I can't remember what the hashtag is, but it's delightful. And he's reading category romance, and he's reading this one next. And, you know, him and Bree decided to read it together, and then she mentioned it to me yesterday, and I'm like, did I forget about a buddy read, or was I just not invited? And she says, no, she's like, if you want to join in, please join in. So I bullied my way in. So I'm going to be reading this one with them. This comes out at the end of August, but it is available currently to purchase on the Harlequin website if you are interested in doing so. I think it's got a September release date, so it's available now on harlequin.com, because that's where I'm reading my copy from, is on the Gloss app from Harlequin. So yeah, I don't know anything about this yet. It's about a Texas seal, and he gets a surprise. I know the buddy read wasn't starting till today, but last night I was just in the mood to kind of start, you know, reading something. So I read the first chapter last night, and it's about a woman, I can't remember her name right now, who ends up going to this, she's trying to go to this small town in Texas. That's where her cousin lives, and she's lost her job, she broke up with her ex, you know, that whole story. And she's going to this small town to spend, her cousin said, come stay with me, get back on your feet, kind of an idea. And she breaks down just outside of town, and this cowboy, he takes her into town. So yeah, and then the story is obviously going to go from there. The two of them have met, and yada yada yada. So yeah, so far I'm enjoying this one. I hope to get it done this week and to talk to you guys about it next week. So that's it, you guys. That is all that I have to share with you guys today. 18-minute video, and I think 6 of these minutes I spent talking about my gore beast. So cheers on that one. You can't see it. Now you're not going to be able to. Right there. I actually have a picture of him up because Garrett was looking for something in the basement and found it. So I just put it up there for right now. There are tons of pictures on Instagram that I have of him that I want to print out and put up on my wall at work. You know, like, not like I don't want like a wall of Gorn. Like, let's not go crazy. Even Gorn would be like, that's a little much, Mom. That's a little much. I want to get at least 1 or 2 pictures, and then some other pictures as well, like pictures of me and Garrett and stuff like that for my new office at work. So, because I do have a new office at work. I think I mentioned that to you guys. So yeah, I am going into the office tomorrow and Tuesday. I'm going to do 2 days in this week, slowly ease my way back into going into the office. Luckily enough, I do not eventually have to go in full time. Come September, it'll be like 3 days a week. So I'll still be able to work from home on Thursdays and Fridays, which is super fantastic. And yeah, so I think that's it. I am actually going to film another video after this one. I have a book haul. I know, I'm not buying any more books, but I bought more books. This is actually a Harlequin book haul. I placed this order back at the end of July, and they were sent to me. And some of them are from the Harlequin publicity team, and some of them are books that I purchased. So I'm going to do a book haul. That'll probably go up tomorrow. And then I'm thinking maybe tomorrow night after work, I might film my my July wrap-up. So that'll probably go up on Wednesday. I know a lot of you mentioned take your time to grieve, and I absolutely agree, and that's my game plan. But I still need to kind of have a bit of normal. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm never going to forget him. He took a piece of my heart with him when he left. And cheers. That's all I'm going to say, you guys, because if not, I'm just going to start crying. But again, thank you all so much for your kind words, and thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know, have you read any of the books that I've talked about? I was going to say, try and guess who it is that I'm reading for the vlog, but I'm hoping that that vlog should go up by September at the latest, is my hope. The thing is, I have a ton of other books that I am reading on my August TBR, some that I really need to get to. So those kind of take priority. But if I can fit these other ones in, then I'm going to. The one that I'm reading right now is the longest. The other two are not as long. So that's a good thing. But yeah, so do stay tuned for that surprise author reading vlog. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. And thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.